Hello again, I am Blunty, and I've been spending a lot of time in VR over the last 2 weeks, using one of the new Windows mixed reality headsets, which aren't mixed reality at all, but just Microsoft rather irresponsibly confusing the less clued-in customers and muddying the waters of this still very young industry by slapping mixed reality on these headsets, which are actually just VR. Microsoft, mixed reality, and virtual reality are different things. Stop it! And I will have a review up very soon now, but the short version is, I like it. In many ways, it's superior to the other choice I'd make, the HTC Vive, and in a couple of ways, not as good. Which is best for whom is an issue I'll dig into in greater detail in the proper review. But if your mind is already made up, if you've got some Christmas money or gift cards and the like burning a hole in your pocket and all you can think about is getting a HTC Vive, stop right there. Do not buy a HTC Vive right now. Just don't do it. Because this morning, the official Twitter account for the HTC Vive tweeted out an announcement teaser that looked like this. And while I usually hate that stupid overused kick-to-death pun of a New Year's resolution being a screen resolution, ha 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 ha, not funny, I'll forgive it. Just this once, because it seems pretty clear that in a few days' time, HTC will announce an upgraded headset unit that will carry within it either upgraded higher resolution screens, or better lenses, or both. I would expect a screen upgrade, but the deliberate inclusion of the Fresnel lens rings in the graphic they used seems to suggest better lenses too. And in the very specific way they represented the typeface within it too, with the New Year's having the blurry sides, very much like you see through the existing lenses of HTC Vive, but the word resolution being clear edge to edge, strongly suggests not only new screens, but new lenses, with much better focus and much less blur around the edges of the circle of the lens. And a high-resolution HTC Vive is a very nice thought, because the high-resolution screens in the Dell Windows MR headset that I got are one of the many things I like about it, and in fact all of the MR headsets have these high-resolution screens as well, and the one that Samsung sell, not in Australia yet, has even higher resolution. Now, I strongly suspect this won't be a complete new HTC Vive 2.0 product. It won't be marketed like that. It won't say it on the box. It will just be like last year when they upgraded the Lighthouse beacon hardware. They simply made a new version of the hardware, tweaked a little bit better, they changed it, but they keep selling the unit as the HTC Vive. So hopefully they have the option to sell the upgraded headset unit separately to existing users who want to upgrade their experience. And if you're one of those people who bought a HTC Vive in one of the sort of Boxing Day or Black Friday or pre-Christmas or post-Christmas or New Year's sales or something, well, you're a bit annoyed right now, aren't you? And even though it won't be a HTC Vive 2.0, hopefully they do identify the new packages in some easy-to-see way, so those of us who may now be finally pushed into pulling the trigger on HTC Vive will easily be able to see and know for sure we're getting the new upgraded stock, not the old one that's been sitting on a shelf out back of the shop for 6 months. A year ago, I got to borrow a HTC Vive from MSI when I was testing and reviewing their awesome VR backpack product, and ever since those few weeks with VR in my own home, instead of my previous sporadic time with VR at industry events and expos and the like, I've very much wanted one of my own. VR is super fun, and room-scale VR is super duper fun. But since the Windows mixed reality headsets were first announced, I also decided to wait and see what they had to offer, because their inside-out, self-contained headset and controller tracking, which I have several demo videos up on already if you happen to miss them, is a very clean and very attractive option versus the HTC's messier, more complicated Lighthouse-based setup. But, as my Windows MR headset review will reflect, there's a couple of cases where Vive's messier setup for tracking also has some nice advantage. In any case, it's nice to have so much strong competition in the VR marketplace, between the Vive, the Oculus, which is being very price aggressive right now, and now with several different extremely well-established brands in the field with their Windows MR headsets. It's going to be a strong year for VR. Active competition will do nice things for pricing, of course. The fact that all of these headsets work with SteamVR is lovely too, because it means we don't get a splintered marketplace, which I strongly believe was holding back VR for some time there. And it's not just good for hardware sales, of course, but for the software and gaming side. More headsets in more consumers' hands means more developers are more eager to make apps for them because just statistically speaking, they have the opportunity to sell more. And with what I think may be a kind of watershed app, the social experience that is VRchat, which I also have a video up about, and which I've spent a baffling amount of time in over the last few days for reasons I'm not exactly sure on. It's just kind of addictive and compelling and strange and wonderful, and which can be played without a VR headset, by the way, but is a much more involved and fun experience with a VR headset. It is an app which I know from more than a few conversations I've had inside of it is encouraging a lot of people into buying a VR headset because they see people like me with the VR headset doing things that they just can't do. And with all of this on the plate, I'm starting to suspect that 2018 will finally be the year that VR really picks up some proper momentum as a proper consumer-level product that people get, people understand, people want in their own homes. It's not just a niche, geek, wacky, novel product anymore. It will just be a thing that people want, and I'm excited to see that happen. So sound off in the down below area. Is this what you've been waiting for? Thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time.
Oh my.
Hi.
I'm smaller than you,
Oh
therefore
my.
I'm cuter than you.
Are you Oculus or Vive?
No, I'm
That guy right there is Oculus
Oh.
Vive. Don't ask me that
Do
question.
y'all motherfuckers want this yogurt?